My name is Juris. I was born in Latvia, Riga, in 1935, in January. I grew up, went to school there, and then I witnessed the occupation of Latvia by first Russia, then Germany, then Russia again. And fortunately, before the second occupation of Russia, my parents and I, we went to escape to Germany. I went to school in Germany, and in there I learnt another language, so I finished up with 3 languages. My parents divorced in Germany, and then my mother and I, we came to Australia because we wanted to get away as far as we could from the Russians. And we achieved that, and we finished up in Adelaide, South Australia, went to finish my schooling there, and then I went to university to study engineering, and it was a fantastic university where we could talk and debate, and was very educational. Then I was called up into the Air Force, and I served in the Air Force for 2.5 years. And then because of it was found that I was short-sighted, and then I finished up in the Army and finished my degree under the Army scholarship, went to Brisbane, was posted to Brisbane, and I had stayed in Brisbane because it was a lovely place. Since that, which was in 1962, now Brisbane is unrecognisable. It has grown and it's become a lovely city. In my career, after I left the Army, I took over and became manager of a factory, and in there I had the ability or the opportunity to apply the principles of leadership and management that I had learned in the Army, because fortunately in the Army for 2 years I was given command of a unit, and you don't learn anywhere the principles of management and leadership as you do in that position. So that all was okay. I then left that particular firm, and I joined an American company that established in Australia, and I became interested in building, and that company showed me how to build under project management and very interesting buildings. And when that finished, after 5 years, I left the company and took over a manufacturing company and built it up from a turnover of 300,000 per annum to about 3 million. And that was in the late 1960s. From there I started my own building company, and for 8 years I ran that. And then, because of various things that happened, I had to close that company, and I became a management consultant. And in that position I helped many Australian companies to export, to understand how to operate in the European market, and that was both very, very satisfactory for me, and I hope also beneficial for those companies that I helped. In particular then, one company that manufactures machinery that makes panels, I helped that company to export to Australia, to Latvia. And this particular company in Latvia used this machine to advance its operations, etc. And it was very satisfactory that I could achieve that. So what have I achieved in that time is that in my own life I have come to realize that really the importance of living is in finding contentment. I am interested in music. I play 3 instruments, and I'm interested in philosophy, in science and physics in particular, quantum mechanics, and I also got a second degree whilst I was in Queensland in commerce. So it all of that together gave me an insight which I probably was able to, I hope so, was able to pass on to my 2 sons. In the context of life, really the important thing is not to take things too seriously, to be happy, content, and enjoy life as it is. So my message to people is that you need to contemplate. Like Socrates said, life without contemplation, he said, is not worth living. Well, that may be a bit crass, but it certainly is very important to think and to contemplate and to evaluate. And therefore, I urge anybody who are in the sort of early part of their life or in the middle to follow that advice. So with those words, I will complete my conversation. Thank you.